and I have the HT app already turned on. This is what the quadcopter is seeing. Now I'm going to press this button to record directly from Wi-Fi. Keep in mind you could also record to the card, but the video reception isn't much improved. It's the exact same, 640 by 480 low resolution. I want to show you folks what exactly the quadcopter is seeing. So I'm going to record the Wi-Fi that I'm receiving from the quadcopter only. Okay, let's go for a flight. Again, this is probably my third flight in FPV. Wish me luck. And away we go. Oh hell. That's recording. Let's turn that off. When this thing records, it breaks up a lot for some reason. I'm hoping you see this just from the screen itself, but I'm going to keep it close. Again, I'm staying here in the pits because of the shade. I don't want to land on the roof either. But when I recorded from the Wi-Fi, it gets choppy. When you hit the record button from the Wi-Fi, you get choppy reception. You get better reception if you keep it recording from the screen only. I'm hoping this is coming out too. I don't have a card in the quadcopter right now, so that's why I can't record to the card. But this is what the quadcopter is seeing, me, the F802D, and you can see, I hope, that its reception in the camera itself. I'm trying to fly by this camera. Boy, I really am terrible when it comes to FPV flying. Going out into the field. Let's see how much reception I get. How far away can I get and still receive? I'm still receiving. Okay, about 50 meters. 60 meters. Okay, 70 meters. About 80 meters. I'm almost at the pylon there, getting close to the pylon. I'm getting nervous coming back. It has a flyback feature, folks. I want to show you that real quick. And I noticed it right there, so I'm bringing it back in. When you lose reception on this quadcopter, this is very important. And I have to show you this to you by landing it real quick. I'll bring it in real quick and show it to you. When you lose reception on this quadcopter, yeah, just put that. I am going to hold the quadcopter in my hand and not let go of it because this is very important. I'm going to give it a little bit of throttle. And I am going to turn off the transmitter. Notice the quadcopter is still flying, but it's flying backwards. I can feel it. It has that automatic flyback feature that all the HT does, all the HT quadcopters do. But the idea being that if this quadcopter loses reception, it's going to keep on flying, but it's going to fly backwards. And let me rebind this so I can turn off the motor. The idea being that HT feels if you're flying away, or if you lose reception, you're probably most likely flying away from the transmitter. So what it automatically does is it stays in the air but flies backwards toward you. That's their theory, okay? And that is a good theory. That's logical, but there is an exception to that which can cause loss of this quadcopter. What if you're flying vertically and you lose reception and it starts to fly backwards? Flying backwards isn't going to help it regain reception with the transmitter. You'll probably have a flyaway in that instance. So if you got this quadcopter, I highly recommend that you do not try to do maximum altitude flights with this. There is possibility for a flyaway. But if you're doing low altitude or reasonable altitude flights and you do lose reception, the idea being this is going to fly back toward you to help regain that reception. Okay, keep that in mind. That's what I wanted you to know. Let's go back to FPV flying. I still got reception on my screen. I'm not recording again. The reason I'm not recording the screen is because I get choppy reception. I'll record for a few seconds to show you that. Okay, it's on. It's recording right now. See, you get choppy reception, and because of this choppy reception, it's losing sync with what the quadcopter is actually doing with this video. So the sync is out, but I want you to see what the quadcopter is seeing. I'll bring it back in. Again, this is out of sync because there's been choppy reception. But again, that's what the quadcopter is seeing while it's flying. One thing about this quadcopter, you get a lot of flight time with it, with the battery, even with the transmitter on like that. Compare it to another quadcopter and another beginner's FPV quadcopter, the HM1315. That one would only give you about, I'm guessing about 4 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes. This one goes a good 7 minutes at least with the Wi-Fi on and recording. Okay, again, I'm going to include this Wi-Fi reception that I'm getting on my phone, but again, it's going to be choppy with lots of breakups, and it's going to be out of sync with what the quadcopter is seeing. Okay, I'm turning that off now. But I'm still receiving signal on my phone, if you can see here, folks. I'm not sure if you can see that. I thought that the camera or the phone's brightness control was causing the problem with the reception. No, it's the breakup is caused when you hit the record button. This is the F802, nice stable flyer as you can see here. Really nice stable flyer. Perfect for learning FPV, for a beginner to learn FPV with. It's perfect for a beginner flyer, period. Nice and stable. Very nice stable flyer. And let me go to high real quick. Low. Okay. And it's a great flyer too, if you want to go to high. Because again, it's a Trax Alias clone. Cool, huh? I got a haircut there. Oh, one other thing. What else does this have? I'm still in FPV. But headless mode, let's activate it. Pointing that direction. Headless mode. But again, this is not a return to home headless mode. This does not remember the heading. It just resets itself each time you point the quadcopter in a certain direction. That's a direction it chooses for the headless mode. But being headless mode, you can do pirouettes. It's great for night flying too. If you set the headless mode, here, let me come out of it. Let's say we set the headless mode straight in front of us, point the quadcopter in that direction, activate headless mode, and if you're flying at night, forward is always forward, back is always back, right is always right, and left is always left from that position. So you can go up at night, and this has really nice lights on it too. Great night flyer. I'm going to have to demonstrate that tonight. A lot of flight time, huh? And if you look at my screen, it's still... Oh man, I'm getting dizzy just looking at my screen. But it's receiving this. F802D in headless mode. I'm flying this till the battery dies, folks. Like I said, this is a long flyer with its battery. You get a hell of a long flight time with it. That's impressive, HT. Keep that up. You know, people like long flight times, and this is great. I think it gets long flight times because it's a really quiet flyer. There's not a lot of friction or vibrations. You know, compared to other quadcopters, this one's nice and quiet. And my light's blinking. I was losing power there, so I'm assuming the battery's about gone. Yep, they're blinking. That's the flight time you get with this. Pretty exceptional, ain't it? That's great flight time. I am still receiving. Look at that handsome guy. Okay, this is, let's see if you guys can see that. Quadcopter 101. Hope you enjoyed the flight. Quadcopter 101, signing out.